Hi friends. Today I thought we could talk a little bit about what it means to be that it girl. You know who I'm talking about, right? The one who wakes up at 4 a.m., does every fitness class in the world, drinks a matcha latte, and then looks like they all have a 401k and inner peace. Tried to become her, and then I lost my will to live. What I'm going to tell you today is no 4 a.m. boot camps, no $400 serums that break every bank account, just some psychology, some ancient philosophy, and a Roman emperor who journaled like he was making a Pinterest board. Being that it girl isn't about being perfect. It means becoming the type of woman that looks like she reads poetry. You'll need calm, boundaries, and slightly fewer hours of doom scrolling, which I definitely struggle with myself. The first part I really want to talk about is something called the Stoic Mindset. Marcus Aurelius was that Roman emperor we were talking about, and Ryan Holiday is basically the one who made Stoicism a new self-help brand, and he's making tons of money off of it, but I truly follow him and I follow all of his books. He's a really prolific writer, and they're basically books that exfoliate your brain, and you definitely need them at least once a week. Marcus Aurelius basically invented quiet luxury and monochromatic outfits. His most famous book, Meditations, is actually his journal, which describes him as saying, "I'm not mad, I'm just journaling," but really it talks about how you should live through life unless you want to have an aneurysm from stress. The key from them that I always take away is you really can't control the interactions you have every day, and you really can't control your inbox, but what you can control are your emotions and protect your energy. What can I actually control today? For example, you can't control your ex, you can't control the weather, you can't control your boss. What you can do is right before you have an emotional response to something, you can take a pause and journal like there's no Wi-Fi. Part 2 is the physical glow up. I think about James Clear's book, Atomic Habits, a lot, maybe a little more than you should. But one of the things he always says is real change is microscopic, which sounds very contradictory when you want to make a lot of big moves in your life. But I've learned as well that glow ups aren't dramatic. They're suspiciously boring, and repetition is bigger than drama. It's actually a lot harder to produce than any dramatic, sudden one-time change. Think, I can't run for an hour, but I can walk 10 minutes. Anyone can do that. I can stretch for 5 minutes. I can stretch for 2 minutes. When you say you don't have time to do it, just think small doses. I can change the temperature of the water I use for my skincare. Cold water works really well for helping circulation, or I can use filtered water instead of regular water when I'm using my skincare so that I have better hydration and a lot of the impurities won't be there. And the last one is related, but keeping skincare simple. Sometimes you really can't be bothered. I am of Korean descent, and so I totally understand this whole 10-step, 12-step, heck, 30-step skincare routine, and I'm all for it because it really keeps you young forever. But when you're starting out, you don't want to do all that. So you want to keep things simple. You want to keep skincare simple. I would start with 2 or 3 things. Just cleanser, lotion, and a sunscreen, and you're ready to go. Don't introduce serums yet. Don't introduce toners yet. All these things that can start confusing you and overwhelming you. Just go simple. Glow-ups aren't built in the spa. They're built on those boring Tuesday mornings when you wake up and you think you look like a lizard and have really bad lighting in your bathroom. The third part I want to talk about is that elegance is really discipline. Discipline isn't punishment. It's character building. When you're being very consistent, it's strange, but people actually think you know something that they don't. Let them stay confused. I use this one app called Don't Break the Chain. It is an app where I can manually go in and I can cross things out, and it shows this progression of every day what I've done. And when you see the progress, you don't want to break the chain. You don't want to miss a day. And I find it really helpful to visualize it. And so I love that app. And also choose one non-negotiable discipline that you want to do, whether it's journaling every day, drinking a cup of warm water and lemon in the morning, mornings to increase circulation, or learning to stretch every morning or every evening, do that one thing consistently and see how your life changes. The last thing I would really do, and I need to do it myself, is hide those doom scroll apps. Don't hide YouTube because obviously you need to know when I drop a new video, but Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all the things that we're addicted to, try and hide them somewhere or label it as time waste so that you know consciously whenever you're about to do it that you're gonna waste some time. You can also do the minimal thing that I do is I charge my phone in another room, and that way I don't look at it, I don't play games on it, and I can just have some time to myself, and I end up always picking up a book. So I found it to be a really good habit for me. And the last thing I really want to talk about is that your presence is enough. Your presence will speak louder than any outfit you wear, even if your outfit is very, very good and it's something that maybe I recommended. But your presence is everything. People can feel when you've arrived. Even if you don't say much, there's this vibe about you that people can just understand when your presence is very calm, secure, and intact. And what that is something called mirror neurons, which is that people, even before they know your name, will mirror your actions and mirror your presence, and they will respond to you according to that. So the way that you can help yourself and others is, first, is slow your breath. Have calm, deep, regulated breaths, as well as straightening your spine so that you have absolutely beautiful posture. You want to basically look like a Greek statue. Of course, my favorite is speak slowly, use pauses, let silence carry a lot of the conversation. And the third is watch elegant women. Not necessarily influencers, although there are a lot of influencers that are very elegant, but really just icons, models, teachers. Act like you're studying for a TED Talk, not filming one. You don't need to over-explain something. You don't need to fill the silence. The silence will fill the room for you. Becoming that girl isn't about how you look. It's about how you feel when no one is really looking. You don't need a perfect body. You need inner peace and perfect lighting. You don't need a 6-figure salary. You need a reason to wake up and not dread every day. And if someone tries to dim your glow, don't forget your mantra that you're a powerful woman and just smile at them. And then politely but firmly escort them out of your nervous system. Do not let them take root inside of you. Drop a comment below. Let me know which of these points resonated with you and what you're planning to do this week. I'll see you in the next one.